Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to Masterplan Monday. Today we're going to be talking about procrastination. Welcome. If you're new, I am Jane. I am the CEO and founder of Jane's Agenda, where we make planners that actually work. And for the last 10 years, I've been helping everybody get more organized and make planners that they love. And so this morning, we're going to talk about how to beat procrastination. I have some tips on how to use your planner to do that. I do have a little bit of a cold I'm getting over, so bear with me. I'm doing just fine. It's just the tail end of it. Let's see, good morning, Margaret. Good morning, Tammy. Anne was here bright and early. Good morning. Good morning, Lisa. Julie. Good morning, Shannon. All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I do know here soon we're going to have our time change, so everybody's going to have to keep an eye on the time because Arizona doesn't change time. So for 8 a.m. for me is going to continue to be 8 a.m. for me. We're spoiled here that way. And so the time will adjust. So something to keep an eye on. Welcome, Gina. Gina's new. Welcome. All right. Good morning. So today we're talking about procrastination. I don't know about you, but I procrastinate a lot. It's not something I'm proud of. It's something that happens because I'm human and I want to put off the thing I don't want to do. And so there's some things that I do, and I hope will help you kind of beat your own procrastination. I have a staff of people that depend on me to get my stuff done. And so even though I want to procrastinate and sit there and scroll on my phone, it just doesn't work out that way. And so I'm hoping that some of these things that I know and some research I did for you as well will help you all beat your procrastination. Onida, welcome. I don't know. I'm hoping that when we do the time change, it'll actually work out a little better for everybody. I always have to try to figure out how that works because everybody's going to change times except for me. I love Arizona for that, but it gets so confusing twice a year while everybody figures out what we're doing. So if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you tap the bell icon, lets you be notified when we go live. Make sure that you like this video. I appreciate it. If you're watching on a replay later, please tell me that in the comments. Good morning, Tina. All right. So last week, we talked about how to build habits in your planner. I love habits. I think that they're a quick way to trick your brain into doing the things you want to do. And I really love doing the habit exchange where you take bad habits and exchange them for good ones. I do that a lot in my personal life and in my work life. And so if you missed that training, make sure you go back and watch that when we're done. You can find it at, let's see if I have a link here. I do, janesagenda.com/build habits, or it's in the 201 blog, which is linked at the bottom of our website. You can find all of the Planning 201 blogs there. All right, let's see. Procrastination is my middle name. I hope that's not true. All right. So let's see. And there was a freebie on last week's blog post too about how to build habits. Okay. So the first thing we need to know is that when you're talking about procrastination, it's not your fault. Your brain literally wants to procrastinate. There's not much you can do about the wanting to procrastinate, but you can trick your brain into not allowing it, right? So your prefrontal cortex is trying to plan and decide, while your limbic system is seeking immediate gratification. What does that mean? That means that you want to plan, you want to organize, you want to have structure, but you also want to be rewarded instantly. And so because of those two, when they combine, you end up procrastinating. Who here loves to wait till the last second to do a project? And then you feel like you shine, right? You feel like you're amazing in a clinch. I know that's one of the moments where I feel like I'm doing my best, is that last couple minutes before we have to pull it together. Like when we do our events, there's that 5 minutes before the event goes live, and I feel like I am a rock star, right? That's your brain. That's your brain trying to reward you. And so today, today we're going to be doing some different things to try to trick our brains into not doing that at the very end. And I also have a new release that I had the team throw together for me last week that I think will help you holding head down. I love it. Yes, all of these me's. I see lots of hands raised. Everybody loves to wait till the last minute and then pull it together. You know what? But if we did it in the beginning, maybe we'd get more done, right? Maybe we would. So the first step I'm going to tell you is that you got to break your projects down. We've been talking about that a lot over the last month. I love this. My friends call me adrenaline junkie. You know, I think that there's something to unpack there, but we're not going to do that today about why we really like to procrastinate and get that rush at the end. But let's dive in. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is you have to break your projects down. You have to break them into smaller steps. That reward, who likes to check things off? I know that I will occasionally write a task down that wasn't on my list just so I can check it off that I did it, right? Isn't that silly? Who does that? But it's that feeling of fulfillment. You did something, right? You want to check it off. And so if you break down your bigger projects into smaller tasks, we've talked about this before, a project is just any task that you can break into 2 or more pieces. That's it. And so if you can break your projects into smaller tasks and check things off, that small momentum can snowball into getting the whole project done, right? Everybody's, yes, I'm a checker offer. Yep, see, I know I'm speaking to my people here. So break them down into smaller tasks. If it feels daunting, if there's something on your task list that you feel like is just a pain in your butt, go check and see if you can break it into smaller tasks. And you can do those smaller things. I really like first thing in the morning to check off all my 5-minute tasks because boy, it feels really good and it sets that momentum for the day to get to check off 10 or 15 tasks right then. And so they don't always have to be get the big thing done, right? You can sometimes break those little things down and then all of a sudden you've got 90% of your task done, that bigger project that you thought was so daunting because most of it was really easy when you broke it down like that. And I tell you what, 90% of something still feels 100% awesome. Because then you're looking at it going, I'm almost done. I might as well do it. So break those down. I really like the quad lists for this. If you are new, we have the quad lists in our shop. You can search quad lists. They come right up. Because you can take any bigger task and break it down real easy, and it doesn't take up a ton of room in your planner. And so it's just a quick way to do that. So if you needed a tool for that, I recommend the quad lists for that kind of thing. Let's see. We did a brain dump. Yes, if you missed that, we did do a brain dump training. I love a good brain dump. All right, so first thing, we're going to break our projects into smaller tasks, and then we're going to think about maybe using the Pomodoro method. I have a hard time focusing, right? There's a notification on my phone. Somebody walks into my office. All of a sudden, something, flies by my window. I have a really hard time focusing sometimes. And so I'll actually set a timer and do the Pomodoro method, which is basically you set your timer for 25 minutes and you don't stop working. You work on that one task or that one project for 25 minutes. This is the standard. You can modify it if you find something that works a little better for you. This is just the standard. You work on that for 25 minutes. You actually set a timer. And then when that 25 minutes goes off, you take a 5-minute break. You walk around the room, you maybe get a cup of coffee, you go to the bathroom, you come back, you set your timer for 25 more minutes. And you do that 4 times in a row, 25 minutes, 5-minute break, 25 minutes, 5-minute break. And then once you've done your 4th 25-minute session, then you take a longer break, which is 15 to 30 minutes. Now that's a little hard to do if you're only allowed to take so many breaks at a workplace, but you could probably squeeze in a 15-minute break after a really good amount of work, right? That is really helpful to me because with that timer there, I'll literally set my phone in front of the screen on my computer so that I can see my 25 minutes tick down. And if I'm on a roll, I might even go a little longer. But I really, really recommend that. And so what I did, and I was going to show you this at the end, but we'll just do it right now. I had the team throw together a Pomodoro insert. Let me get the light to show you this. Can I do that? Oh, it's so bright. There we go. I can turn the light off if I need to. Once I get the light. So it's a Pomodoro checklist, and I realize it's silly. You can see it online. on our website. It's a Pomodoro tip-in, so it's half size. And what I did is I had them make the 4 boxes and then a circle at the end. And that way you have 4 sessions and you know when to take your longer break. So super simple. It's a way to keep track of how many sessions you've done. I really, really like it. And so I had them throw that together for you so we could put that in the shop. And so we can talk about that again at the end. But I think the Pomodoro method, if you're having a really hard time focusing, huge game changer. If you haven't tried it yet, if you haven't really tried it, you need to try it. I do it a lot. I put a do not disturb sign. Actually, I'll show you. I have a do not disturb sign that I actually put up in my window here. So people know to leave me alone when I'm doing these heavy focus sessions. Our time is valuable. And so I highly recommend that. Let's see. All right. I had laundry on the list this weekend. I was so mad not to check it off until it was put away. Not going to be wash, dry, fold, put away, 4 checks. You know, sometimes you have to break down the bigger, daunting tasks so you feel that sense of reward. We're tricking our brains, right? It might be silly to check it off 4 times, but I tell you what, just washing the laundry is still a big thing to check off. You got 25% or 50% worth of the process done. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's a great thing to do. And so if you need that, you do that. On my habit tracker, I actually write every single week, move the laundry, which I do every morning. And I have every night, start the laundry. And then when I get home, I put the laundry away every single day. This is on my habit tracker. So I technically have 3 lines for laundry every day. Now, because they're on my habit tracker, they don't take up a bunch of space in my planner. But I'm busy. I will forget. I will forget to go move the laundry. I'll forget to start the laundry. And I have 2 growing kids, right? So if I don't do laundry every day, it really piles up. So I think it's okay. Laundry is a project. See, Susie? Laundry is a project. You got 2 or more tasks. Go for it. Break it down if you need to. Some things are going to be easier for some people. Some things are going to be harder for other people. I have a hard time putting an entire load of dishes away. That's kind of an insider information, but I really do. I have a hard time. I have to break it in my head into multiple tasks. Our dishwasher has 3 tracks, 3 rows. And so I do them by row because if I try to just put all of them away in one go, I have a hard time. So like in my head, I'm mentally checking off. I did the silverware tray. I did the cup tray, right? And checking it off like it's 3 separate tasks. It's okay to do those things because your brain's like, yay, I did something, and gives you that happy release of chemicals. And then you want to do the next thing. So it's totally okay. All right. So we talked about setting goals before. Goals are also really important. They help you want to get to where you're going. So if you're working on a project that has a reward towards your goal, if it's going to do something to pay off towards your goal and you're having a hard time getting the project done, I think that it's a great idea to remind yourself why you're doing it. What is the goal? What will that goal do for you? I think that would help a lot, especially in those procrastination moments where you're like, I just don't want to do this project. If it's tied to a bigger goal that gets you where you want to go and you remind yourself that, very helpful. If you're not setting SMART goals, I think we could do an entire training on how to set SMART goals. We did a training on how to set goals for 2024, which is a little different, but tying it to a goal really, really helps. If we did talk about this last week, make sure that you implement rewards. So if you get all of the laundry done, what you get to watch 20 minutes of your favorite TV show, right? Or something like that. Go ahead and think about those ahead of time. Don't wait till the end and be like, oh, I'm a good girl. I did all my laundry. What can I do to reward myself? Think about it ahead of time, because as you're doing that task, you'll have that in your head that, oh, I get to sit down and read a book, or whatever makes you happy. For me, it's a glass of wine and a book at the end of the day, or in the morning, my cup of coffee and a book. There's always a book next to me. Sometimes 3 or 4. So that's what I do to reward myself. I get to sit and read. Think about these ahead of time before you do the tasks. What are you going to reward yourself with? This really helps with that procrastination, because everybody wants to get rewarded. Again, we're all working within tricking our brains this time. So I want you to limit distractions. So we talked about the Pomodoro method, setting a timer. But if your phone is constantly going off, if you have people busting into your office or your study or your room or wherever you are working, you need to do something to limit those distractions. I have my phone on Do Not Disturb almost all day. It drives my husband crazy. He can never get a hold of me. He has to call the work phone number, or he'll text one of the employees. But it's the only way I can function, because all it takes is one notification popping up, and suddenly I'm doom scrolling on Facebook. Who else doom scrolls, right? I get stuck on those reels. I end up watching the cat videos. So you have to figure out how to turn off your distractions. If you did the time audit, did you notice that you were being distracted by anything specific? If there was, then how do you limit that thing that distracts you? Try to limit your distractions. You want to get as much done as you can in short bursts. That's my trick for procrastination and getting things checked off my list. Short bursts, but heavy focus, okay? I want you to think about procrastination planner videos. Gina. Okay, but if that was on your schedule to watch planner videos, then it wouldn't be doom scrolling. Then it would just be research, right? So write that on your schedule, plan it out that you want to do that. I schedule everything out. I literally schedule out that I'm going to do my chores. I schedule out that I'm going to go for a walk. I schedule that I'm going to eat lunch, because I'm one of those people that all of a sudden it'll be 2 o'clock and I'm like, did I eat today? I don't know if I ate today. So I actually schedule all these things out. If you need to do that, do it. You know what? I got all the tricks. Schedule it all in your planner. Then it's work. All right. So the next thing is, and we have a couple more to talk about, but if you're procrastinating for a reason that has to do with mental health, physical health, and I don't just mean yours, I mean, maybe there's someone near you, right? We're all a little empathic, right? We care about those loved ones near us. So if you are procrastinating because you need to sit next to someone on the couch, right? Or if today's just not a good day for you, give yourself some grace and be okay with that. The laundry will wait, the dishes will wait. None of it will really matter in the long term. So I want to put that caveat in there that if you're procrastinating for any kind of health reason, I'm going to give you permission to do that. Because sometimes we need to, and that's okay. So while we're talking about getting a bunch of stuff done, yes, I want you to get a bunch of stuff done, but I also want you to take good care of yourself. And I want you to work toward your goals, and I want you to have this really fulfilling life. But sometimes we need to just sit on the couch, and that's okay too. As long as we're doing it with that intention that we know we're just taking care of ourselves, that can be something on your schedule, right? Just like watching planner videos can be research. Sometimes sitting on your couch and doing nothing is totally worth doing. So something to think about. All right, so I want you to turn your planner into a tool to make you more productive. That's the entire goal, right? We should love our planners, right? My planner goes with me everywhere. I love this thing. But if it's not working for you, we need to make some changes. And so if you can add a tip in or an insert that makes you significantly more productive, then why not do it? Your planner is supposed to be a tool to help you get to be successful. So then I want to talk about the frog. Anyone who knows what I'm talking about, I horrified everybody on a live, I don't know, a month or so ago about Eat the Frog. We're going to talk about it again, so bear with me. I'm going to try not to be as gross this time. All right. So when we talk about Eat the Frog, this is something that is commonly attributed to Mark Twain. I couldn't find anywhere where he actually said it. I was trying to find like a book or a specific quote. I couldn't find it, but people frequently say that Mark Twain said this. But basically the concept of Eat the Frog is that if in the first thing in the morning you do your most daunting task, you work on your most daunting task first thing in the morning, you don't spend all day dreading it. And this is something that I try to do when I have a really big project, if there's something stressing me out, or if there's something that I have migrated on my task list over and over again, and I'm tired of migrating it, I'll do that thing first thing. Obviously, I'm avoiding it for some reason. Let's just get it off the list and stop avoiding it. So Eat the Frog, make it a priority. Highlight it on your planner the night before. It says, this is the thing I'm going to do. I love a highlighter for like yelling at me. It's just the name of it. I'm sorry. It's called Eat the Frog. The idea is that you do your task or your project that you are least looking forward to. I think that is, if you do it at the night before, again, highlighters yell at me, right? So I'm going to highlight that task the night before that I'm going to do this thing. And then I set my timer and I work on it. Now, sometimes we don't get all the way through a project. That's okay. 25 minutes working really hard on something might be enough to get your brain excited to do more of it. Is there a book? Eat That Frog. I'm going to have to read the book. I read a lot of books. I will totally add that to my list. This is just something that in business has always been around. You eat the frog. So that's another trick that you can do if you are having a really hard time with procrastination. Get the thing off your list that you don't want to do first thing in the morning. The other thing I've talked about, that was me every Sunday doing lesson plans. You know, sometimes we don't want to do the thing we have to do, and that's why we have to do it first thing, get it off the list. And then, you know what, you feel lighter the rest of the day. The other thing I'll do is I do my top 3 every morning. I go through and I highlight my top 3 tasks. Whatever I think are my biggest priorities, the stuff that if I get that done, I'm going to feel successful, I'll do that. That really seems to help a lot with my procrastination, because then I don't have this long task list of like 50 things staring at me. I mean, they're all still there, but I only really focus on those top 3. That really helps me knock a bunch of stuff off my task list. So that's a really, really helpful thing to do first thing in the morning. We already talked a little bit about it. Do all the really easy things first. Knock a ton of 5-minute tasks off your list. If all you have to do is respond to an email, mail a check. We mail checks. I hope you still mail checks. I feel so old saying mail a check. Mail a payment. So do those quick 5-minute tasks and knock a bunch of them off your list. But I think that if there's something you're avoiding doing, that should be your first thing you work on in the morning. And again, you don't have to finish it. Just spend 25 minutes working on it. All right, so we talked about the Pomodoro tip-in. It's going to be on the blog post today. There are some tips and tricks there. Let me throw that up here. Did I type? No. All right, well, it's janesagenda.com/procrastination. I kept it real easy for you. Let's see, click that so you can see it. I wasn't prepared for that. Sorry about that. All right, so that's going to be your link today. I will also throw it in the comments so it makes it clickable. All right, now if you're having a really, really hard time, this is my last trick for you today. If you're having a really hard time procrastinating and you're doing everything you can to avoid doing some other project, right? Do what I do and write down what you did do. If it's not on your task list, that's okay. Write it down so you can check it off. You have to trick your brain into being excited to get stuff done. Once you start getting in that mode, that mindset of, yes, I'm excited, I'm checking things off. Look at me, I'm a powerhouse taskmaster, right? Write it down. So that might be as simple as refilling your water. That's not on your task list, refill your water. I mean, it could be, but it's probably not. Write down that you refill your water and check it off. Get that endorphin rush, make your brain happy. Start writing those things down because you build that momentum, that mindset that I'm a taskmaster and I can do things. And your brain will like that feeling, and then you will do more. You will get more done. And so that's my last trick for you today. I'm keeping it really short today because I don't know how much longer my voice is going to hold. All right, let's toss that out. So are there any questions? Oh, good. Anne still writes checks. I feel so silly. I like mailing a check. I don't know why. It makes me feel good. I love it. Cleaning out your junk email. My email. I don't even want to talk about my email. I have like no subscriptions left, and somehow it's still filling up. I got to figure out what's going on. I got 1,800 emails this morning to go through. No joke. 1,800 emails, which I will go through this week. But I've clearly been procrastinating against. All right, if you have any questions, you let me know. You can always leave them in the comments later. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It helps this small business get seen by everybody. And make sure you like the video. If you liked this, you're going to like the other videos we have. We have an entire Masterplan Monday where we talk about a different topic every week and how to be more effective in our planners. If you want to shop, we have an entire product line at janesjenna.com where we build planners that actually work. Thank you so much for joining me this Monday. I hope you have an amazing week. We are going to skip next week's Masterplan Monday. Just so you know, if I have time, I'll record a video to keep you on track. If not, I will see you the week after that. I am going to be live on Thursday. That will be February 15th at 1 p.m. We will do our live weekly plan and peak, but I am going to skip next week's lives because I will be on vacation traveling with my family because work-life balance matters, right? So I really do feel fine, Shannon. It's just this dang voice. It'll go away. All right. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an amazing week. Make sure you talk about your procrastination in the Facebook group. If there's anything you feel like you need help with, we're all here to support you. Leave your comments, and I will see you on Thursday. Thank you so much. Have a great week.